Welcome back to Alice Madness Returns. We are in the Hares portion of the Hatter's domain, and we've already beat... Well, we beat the Dormouse, but that wasn't much of a fight because the Dormouse ran away. So it wasn't really a boss fight as much as just a chance to tell that stinking Dormouse who's the boss. Alright, I'm gonna do something stupid because that's just the way I roll. Look, that's a big wide open area. I could either go here where there's things stomping, or I could go up here. And of course I can't go up there because that would just make sense. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love the visual style of this game. I love the atmosphere. I love what they're doing with visual storytelling. I hate invisible walls. I just feel like it's a lazy game design. Like, It's almost as though the animators and the level designers had one idea, and then when it came time to actually make that a thing, the producer or the director, someone essentially said, we don't have time for it, cut it. And it's fair to cut things out, but in that situation you should also cover up the hole that makes it look as though players should be able to go here or do this. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm being unreasonable here. Come on in. Worth it. Even though I now have to go do that again. Totally worth it. Just to watch a guy get squished. This may have to be my last recording session for the evening. I'm looking outside and there's a blizzard rolling in. If I'm going to wake up early enough to get people out of the house, then I have to go to Betty Bye. That says flower. Are you seeing any flowers? I'm not seeing any flowers. Saw boxes that had teeth, but no flowers. So you lied to me, game. Ooh. This is definitely an interesting way to do things. I think I have to kill the eye cup? What was it called? It's supposed to be a riff on an iOS device, but I've already forgotten what they called it. I don't know. We'll call it a teapot, because I've already forgotten the pun. And nothing's more enjoyable than listening to someone trying to remember a pun. Like, there was this joke, and in this joke, it was really funny. Alright, let's call that what it was. Lucky. That was not skill. That was a mistake that worked out in my favor.
Some insects eat their young, Alice. They have much to teach us, alive or dead.
I kind of like my kids. I don't think I ever want to eat them. I appreciate the proposal. I understand what you're getting at. Just not my thing. Not gonna go eating my kids anytime soon. This is rad. There's no getting around it. This is excellent. This is one of those things that continues to impress me about this game, is that it just keeps throwing cool stuff at me. And I love it. What does that say? Dodo Miserarium. And it's a good thing, because I did not hear any snorting. Bloop. I would have gone over there and been like, well, this was pointless. Why did I go and do that? Not realizing what was in store for me. Oh, wait. So they're even doing mechanical work on the dodos. Interesting. I think one of the best things that came from this generation of gaming, and continues to exist, it's hardly like it stopped existing, but visual storytelling. There were games that did it before, but I think the first game that I experienced that went with visual storytelling was BioShock, the very first one. There were a few cutscenes, there were a few conversations, but for the most part, what you were getting was, just these recordings or stuff painted on the wall to kind of tell you the story of that area. And I feel like this game is doing that as well. We are getting these memories and these recordings. We're getting these guys. We're getting conversations from enemy characters here and there, but for the most part, we have to learn the story of the corruption of Wonderland, through these visual cues. Early on, we saw that the mental state that Alice was in was still stable. She was going through some messed up stuff, but for the most part, everything was still pretty fine. Once we got to Wonderland, things were okay. But now we're in this place where clearly things are not okay. We are seeing firsthand that the corruption is beginning to spread again. We don't know if this is going to be the same situation of the Red Queen being the culprit.
Hover its cage and the canary goes to sleep, Alice. Out like a snuffed candle. Sleeps the sleep of the just. Like Mama and Papa. After 10, they're unconscious.
Speaking as a parent for the second time, I kind of wish that 10 o'clock would roll around and I was just asleep. I've always been a night owl, and I've always been someone who just stays up anyway, but now it's like periodically, well, now not only am I going to sleep way too late, but I'm waking up way too early. So I'm not doing a great job at this whole making adult decisions thing that I keep hearing about, and there he is.
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster is being tossed into the boiling pot.
Well, on the plus side, it's not like they started going any faster. Let's see. Any hints? Just to use a bomb. Okay, piece o' cake. Did they want me to use the bomb on this thing? No? Okay. They wanted me to use the bomb on this thing. Duh. You are super intelligent, Ben. Super duper intelligent. You figure these things out so good. So right here, like, we see the office area of Hare. We didn't see this with the Dormouse, but we're seeing spots where he can communicate with his entire factory. And so we get this idea that maybe the Hare tends to be a little bit more involved in production than the Dormouse. Like, maybe the Dormouse actually likes to work, whereas Hare likes to dictate. And if that's the case, that's rad.
I can feel it surging. Faster, my fine-feathered friends. Don't stop now.
Okay, things are heating up a bit. I'm going for the gold. I did it. And that was lucky, they just kind of stopped working. Okay. Clearly I am going for the Hatter's legs. So, here's the question I have that I'm sure will be answered by the end of this episode. Are the Dormouse and the Hare getting revenge for what the Hatter did to them in Alice Madness Returns? Like, is this essentially a vengeance tale? So, that's just my question. I'm sure we'll get it answered very soon. Alright. Alright. This is getting ugly. Oh, man. Okay. Ah. See if I can take care of these guys. Ouch. Ouch again. Come on. Okay, and 3. Doing alright. It was a little bit of a tricky situation for a while there, but we're doing okay. We're surviving. I'll do my Ganon counter that I learned from Ocarina of Time. True story, when I was a kid and the Nintendo 64 was a new console, I did not understand three-dimensional gaming. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, that's cute. Genuinely, I had no idea how you were supposed to measure distance on a television screen. I was like, that's impossible. And yeah, so when I was a kid, I never beat Ocarina of Time. It wasn't until it came out on the 3DS that I finally beat it, and I like to say it's because the 3DS had that 3D effect. But no, I had played many 3D games where you essentially have to play tennis with the enemies, so I could hardly say, oh yeah, finally having 3D graphics was all it took to understand. But still, it was, you know, it felt good to beat Ocarina of Time as an adult. Finally, you know, conquer something that had always beaten me as a child. In fact, I remember exactly what it was. It was the,
Don't you dare stop! Keep running or so help me
let's see what
out.
happens.
Now, down.
It was the Forest Temple that I had all those troubles with. Yeah, the Forest Temple, you fight the Shadow of Ganon for the first time, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. It was so freaking hard. This is a bad idea. Man. Ugh. Sometimes you just have to make those bad ideas. Or those mistakes. Those bad mistakes. You just have to do something stupid in order to know how to do something smart. Let's see. Bloop. Nope. Can't get it there. Because that would just make sense. Oh, they want you to get up here from this side. I mean, isn't it obvious?
No, stop! That's enough now! Now stop! You're running, you blithering Egypts! You think that can stop us? The merest trifle. I'll be leaving now. You'll never catch me. Don't even try.
So now the question I have may finally get answered. Are the Dormouse and the Hare rebelling against the Hatter? And that's why they stole the Hatter's arms and legs? Or are they merely working for the Hatter, and I am being led to a false sense of security by helping to rebuild the Hatter? I don't know. We'll find out. But he certainly doesn't look pleasant. Oh, rad. And he's got the straitjacket.
I've finished my work and you're complete, Hatter. Now, what about this damnable train?
I feel like a new man, or whatever I am. I feel like an unsprung spring, like an uncorroded gear, like an untarnished bit of metal that sticks in your eye.
Answer me, Hatter. I'm suffering. And changes here are a cause, or they're a reflection, or the effect. What's going on? What are the new rules?
The law is just a whisper away, away home to wonder who knows how to measure rules with a ruler. Cruel rules.
Idiot. I should have left you in bits. Come. The least you can do is help me discover what's going on.
Well, he doesn't seem to be evil this time around. That, or he wants to fight me on his own terms. So... is the best I can give. A solid... Well, might as well Take care of you, piggy piggy. Yeah, I love how the camera kind of tilts as you are floating. I think it does a lot to, improve the atmosphere.
Papa, your enthusiasm for photography makes the library smell like rotted fruit. I'm certain these solutions are toxic.
So now, we must ask... Oh! Don't step on the acid. We have to ask, did they die from their... well, they died from the fire, but were they essentially lulled to sleep by the acids? As those acids caught fire, did that keep them from being able to escape the house? Did it keep them asleep? I don't know. And I hope that we'll find out.
These cockpits will be our macadam, our road into assemblage.
Okay.
Hare, Alice. I'll get this door open.
Good to know. I don't feel like I need to throw the bomb against those guys. I feel like those guys are fairly easy to deal with. So why make them any harder by adding another control?
Oh yes, I'm on a roll. It won't be long now.
That said, when I'm fighting this guy, whoop, almost fell down. Ah, you got me. They both got me. Oh, I was scratching my nose. Doesn't do much damage. I could see how it would be useful in a group situation as I was in. Ugh. But in most situations I don't see why I would want to use these bombs. Let's get him angry at the bomb. There we go. Not too shabby.
I can't be a bubble forever. Hurry, follow me.
I mean, I am going to follow him, but I'm just hesitant. Am I going to fight the Tweedle twins inside of here? Am I going to fight the Dormouse, the Hare, and the Hatter all at once? These are the questions that I must get answered. And they will be answered as soon as I go in.
Whoever said there is no book so bad but something good may be found in it never read Martin Farquhar Tupper's proverbial philosophy.
Alright, these clues are suggesting that I'm just finding Dormouse and Hare.
Earthquake. What's happening?
I really look like I know. Your judgment must be severely impaired.
Okay, well, there's the grass. So, boing. Woo! And there's the teeth. There's the boxes. Good. Nothing trying to kill me. Okay, they want me to use my pepper spray on something up here. Probably that thing right there. If you are watching this and just frustrated that I haven't commented on it, I haven't been paying attention to my pepper grinder. Is it allowing me to fire more peppercorn before it overheats? It's one of those things I have not been paying attention to from the start, so I don't know if that's a thing that it's doing or if I'm just like saying, yeah, whatever, whatevs. This is a lot of room for there to be nothing in it. Oh god, the Hatter. He's so freaky. He was freaky in the first game, he's freaky in this game. And I love it. Yeah, it's just kind of terrifying to look at him. That is awesome. That is just amazing. Is that the Red Queen's palace? Or one of the Pale Twins' palace?
We found the source of the shaking, but are those two quaking? What are they up to?
You'll never stop us, silly Hatter and Alice. It's left. You're too
The
late.
insolence, the arrogance, the execrable table manners. They are destroyers of Wonderland, defilers, denuders, derangers, delightful,
Did they actually create that infernal train to destroy Wonderland?
What does that matter? They deserve to die. Ah! Put me down this instant. I ought to be...
Enough talk. Battle time, missy.
Alright. Obviously, I have to save the Hatter, but the question becomes, am I rescuing the Hatter?
Abandon false hope. Forget the past. The damage is done.
Let the madness begin. Resume the folly.
Or am I giving him an opportunity to kill me? Well, that is definitely a big thing.
Oh no.
Well, that was a wee bit anticlimactic.
Oh, my precious domain. And the guests. All I really wanted was another tea party.
Please, Hatter, you promised. Where is that train going? What's its purpose? Tell me. Now.
There's no time for whatever it is you want to talk about. It's time for tea. Talk trains with Turtle. He ran the Looking Glass line. Come on, you lot. We can still be friends. I've got a fine Darjeeling. Drink, drink.
My memories are shattered. I'm trying to collect the pieces, and I now believe the train impedes me. You must help me. You promised.
Ask the one who helps them what helps themselves, whoever that is. Ah!
Very pithy. He deserved to die. And I'm about to drown in tea, in ignorance.
Well, that does it for Chapter 1. I'm not gonna lie, that was a tiny bit disappointing. It was funny to look at, but I'm not a huge fan of games that do that.
My very own river nymph.
Saints be praised that he works in mysterious ways. You got plans for her?
Take her over to the Mangled Mermaid. Rent a bed.
On to woo a girl mixed with brawl.
Do you think you're doing?
What comes natural?
Not natural to me. Get away.
And now we're back in London. And there's the white cat in lieu of the white rabbit. No shrink sense, no attacking, no jumping, obviously no bombs. So let's call it a night. Yeah, the storm is hitting pretty hard. I probably need to go to bed so I can get myself to work in the morning. Although when you're watching this, it'll be, I think Friday is when this video will go up. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm a little disappointed that that they use the trope of the impossible boss fight that is over before it begins. It was funny the first few times we saw it in video games, but it's a trope, and it's not a great one. I'm glad that that was the first chapter, and I'm hoping that no other chapter ends with a fake boss fight. On the other hand, the mini puzzle sections where I had to fight the Dormouse and the Hare, Dormouse being the last episode, the Hare being this episode, those were very fun little puzzles. I liked how disturbing the Hatter was, but his death comes from the collapse of his factory, and that's, yeah, it's not great. So, and I believe there were many collectibles that I missed. Let's see if they'll show me. Yeah, so I'm in Chapter 2. I can't see what collectibles I missed in Chapter 1. I never saw a single white rose, to paint red, so I don't know what's going on there. Didn't see any Radula rooms, or Radula rooms. These are all things I'm going to have to look up as I'm going for that platinum trophy on my own time. But yeah, I enjoyed a lot of that, but I am so put off by that quote-unquote boss fight. So we'll call it a night, and I'm sure that the next dive into Wonderland will be far more entertaining than this was. At least, fingers crossed, that's what we are able to look forward to. So, yeah, I'll be back next time with another video. I'm Ben Davis. This is Alice Madness Returns. Please like, comment, and share. That will help me out, as I only have, you know, a dozen or so views per video. Getting the word out will be very helpful, and hopefully I'll have a few more stories to tell about life inside the video game industry. Have a good night, everybody.